Do you want the secret to being confident? Everybody does, right? You look at people and you say, man, that person, she's so confident, he's so confident. How could I be as confident as that person? And there's steps to this. And I used to think that people were born this way. And there are some people that are egotistical and they think more of themselves, and maybe they've done something, they've accomplished something, and unfortunately they forget humility. That's the reason that they believe in themselves. But you'll meet a lot of people that haven't done anything that believe in themselves. I want to give you the 10 steps for me that have helped me build self-confidence. And these are things that are as real as I can. It's real life, guys. It's not some motivational video. These are things that I actually had to do for me to develop confidence. See, I wasn't number one in school, in sports, and anything before I got started in business. I wasn't number one in business when I got started. Last year, out of an entire organization of 40,000 licensed agents, we ran the number one branch, number one office, number one organization in I think 16 out of 21 different categories. How do you become that person? How do you go from broke to millionaire? How do you go from, man, overweight to in shape? How do you change your life? How do you build this confidence that everybody's looking for? So let me share the 10 points with you guys that have helped me. Point number 1, keep your word. When you say you're gonna do something, do it, right? Say what you're gonna do and do what you say. You'll start to believe in yourself. When you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, you stop believing in yourself. You lose belief in yourself. Others lose belief in you as well. You wanna become a person that the reputation out there in the marketplace, with your family, with your friends, is that when George says something, it's gonna get done. When you say something, it's gonna get done. That's number 1, keep your word. Number 2, you can learn anything, right? This whole thing about confidence, sometimes people have a lack of confidence, believe that some people are just better, they're born that way. They weren't born with that. They had to learn how to walk, how to use the restroom, just like you did. So you can learn anything. When you feel like, man, I don't know as much as that other person, don't let that fear live inside of you. Take the time, discipline yourself to go learn what that person learns. Study the process, put more time into preparation, read the right books, watch the right videos, but you can learn anything. So if you want more confidence, understand that confidence is expertise or knowledge in something. So you can go learn that too. Point number 3, don't idolize people. There are people that I admire, that I respect, that I honor, that have done great things in their life. But don't idolize anybody. If somebody else has done it, what that tells you is that you can do it as well. Sometimes we have this limiting belief that they were born to do something like that, and that some people are just special, that some people are just meant to do it. I used to have that belief system. Man, that person's just meant to be great. The biggest lie in the world is that some people are just meant to be great, because then you believe that if you're not great at something from the very beginning, that you can't be one day. And what the challenge there is, maybe nobody's ever taught you that there's a process to being great, that there's a system to being great, that there's training and execution and then assessment and then improvement, and that there's a process to it. So if you've never been taught that there is a process to something, then you can have the mistake, you may make the mistake, to think that some people are just great at it, and then you idolize them instead of you going out there and learning that and getting better yourself. Point number 4, compete. You say, what do you mean? Why does competing lead to confidence? Because when you get against somebody, right, and you're in a competition of some sort, you're going to have to do more than you normally do. And then that teaches you that you always have more inside of yourself, that you can always give more. And then you make this progress. And if you win, there's the success. But if you lose, there's the pride in the process. There's a pride in the commitment that you made to get better. And you realize that anything that you want is attainable, but you gotta compete. You can't be afraid of competition. You can't be afraid of failure. You have to compete. Competing will help you build your confidence. Point number 5, win. Win the competition, right? You go head to head with somebody and you give everything you have, and you give more than what you thought you had, and then you find out that you can win, and that you are number one, and that you have what it takes. And that victory, that pride in victory, that builds confidence that you can do it again. Point number 6, accept failure. You say, George, what does accepting failure have to do with building confidence? I don't understand it. See, everybody that's great has failed, right? So if you don't understand that failure is part of the process, that when you fail, you'll take that as a sign that it's permanent instead of part of the process. There's you, there's failure, and there's success. So it's not a question if you're going to go through failure. It's how much failure you're going to go through and how fast you learn from it, right? If you make a mistake and you can learn from it one time and you don't repeat that, you're going to be more successful. You're going to be more confident. If you make a mistake and you keep repeating the same mistake, then you're going to be less confident. Why? Because you start creating a track record and a belief system with yourself that you are not good enough because you keep repeating that mistake. So make it one time, you make it again. It's not a mistake, it's a character. Now it's a decision, now it's a choice. So learn from your mistakes, but understand that mistakes are part of the process. Point number 7, surround yourself with winners. Why? Winners have failed more than anybody else have. So when you get around the right market, the right group of friends, you understand that they know the journey that you're on too. And when you fail, they're going to encourage you instead of put you down. See, there are people that when you fail, they're going to say, I told you so. I told you weren't good enough. I told you weren't smart enough. That's because somebody did that to them, and they're insecure, and they're going to pass that insecurity on to you, which is really the process that they haven't done, the work that they haven't done inside themselves to become whole. That person is now projecting their fear and their limiting beliefs onto you. When you get around a group of winners, of other people that have done great things, they don't expect perfection. They don't look at you. They don't think you have to be a superhero. They understand you're going to make mistakes. They understand there's going to be failure, and they encourage you instead of put you down. So make sure you're around other people that are winning as well, because they understand that process. Number 8, invest in your identity, right? Read books, attend conferences, right? We teach our guys the ABCs, right? Associations, books, and conferences, that you are a reflection of the people that you associate with, the books that you read, and the conferences you attend. So if you put money into your personal development, into your identity, into who you are as a person, you're going to create a better product, and that better product is going to be something that you're proud of. Point number 9, set goals and hit goals. Right? This is similar to keeping your word to yourself. But when you have a goal, it's easy to set this goal. You're motivated, you're inspired. And then comes the sacrifice it's going to take to accomplish that goal. And you realize, and this is a lot more work than I thought it was going to take. Man, this is going to, I don't want to work this hard. Or, man, I don't want to make this sacrifice. Man, this is, I got to miss that. I can't make that birthday. I can't make that. Man, you know what? I got to invest more. Man, this is good. Man, I got to hire more staff. And all of a sudden, it requires you to face challenges. And so when you do that, and you hit that goal, you start to realize that you can accomplish anything that you want when you set a goal and you hit a goal. Point number 10 is faith, right? There was a time in my life where I lost everything I had, and God whispered to me this question: who are you when you have nothing? And that's really who you are as a person, because you are not the things that you have. You are who you are. And I started to just say, man, I really want to be a better version of me. And I really want to get closer to God. And I started attending church, and then I started from there reading the Bible, attending workshops through the church, and then committed to reading the Bible. And we're on right now approaching Proverbs, from First Testament to Proverbs, and I'm on this journey of faith. But there's a lot of confidence that comes from that. There's a great scripture, and it's in Psalms. I just shared it with my guys the other day. It's Psalms 118, verse 22. It says, the stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. The stone the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. You know, there's a lot of people in my life that didn't think we were going to make it. There was a lot of people that thought other people were better than me. There was a lot of people that said, hey, that's really, you know, the right leader. That's really the better person. That's the right guy. You're not the guy. That's the guy. And those are versions of rejection, right? Somebody may take them as a version of a challenge, and I'll take it that way too. Cool, great. Let me go prove it to yourself, but let me go prove it to me more. And what I love about that verse, right, is how it'll talk about people that the world rejects, how God will make that person the cornerstone, and make that person victorious. And where do you find your confidence in? I find my confidence, number 1, above everything, guys, but above all those 10 points, in that God made me enough to make me. And you're a whole person, that you don't need other people to make you whole. You don't need other people to validate you to make you whole. It's not what other people say about you. It's what you truly think about you and what God thinks about you. Now, at the same time, go win and go kill it and go succeed, because that's just, you should. But your faith, man, your confidence comes from, a big part of that for me is my faith. So guys, I hope these 10 points added value to you. Each one at different seasons in my career helped me get to the next level to become a more confident person. Take care, guys.